Welcome to a Revolve Recap. I'm your host, David McCumber, and my co-host,
Bill.
Old William Jonathan Lackey the 15th.
That's it.
Sir William.
That's the official title.
Yep. So, Billy, give us the quotade. What do we got today?
Well, why? What is the Revolve Recap?
What is it?
Yeah,
What
why
is
do we
this?
even
What
do
is
this? What's the point?
The point is for people to know what's going on at Revolve.
That's
They're like, we don't want like 6 minutes of announcements on Sunday morning. We want an hour-long podcast where the two pastors just gnaw on and on and on.
That's it. Well, and that's why we always begin with the question of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's everybody's favorite part, and then you all just abandon ship.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that I was reading the analytics on YouTube, and that has like AI analytics, and it actually talked about the quotade, and it spelled it out like QUWOTOD, quotade.
Almost.
It was like people love the quotade. The rest they could care less about, is what AI told us.
Well, thanks, AI. Thanks for... I mean, actually, that makes me excited.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the question of the day.
What do you got?
If every time you entered a room,
Okay,
a song played, what would your entrance song
Dancing
be?
Queen,
Oh,
young and free, only 17. I don't know, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
well, that was your answer.
Wow. Oh, man.
No, your time is done. You just said
That's it.
Dancing
That's all I
Queen.
got. It's ABBA, Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen, which goes with another question I was going to ask another day, which is, it's something that you wish you were known for. That's
Dancing
unsuspecting. It's
Well,
like
roller
dancing-
skating. Roller skating. The
roller
Dancing
skating,
Queen.
Dancing Queen.
Oh, man. Okay, seriously. What song would I want every time I come into a door, every time I come into a
Come into a room.
I don't know why I can't get Dancing Queen out of my head.
Let's just roll with it, baby.
I feel like something cool.
Like Dancing Queen.
Maybe like the solo to Freebird.
No. Dancing Queen.
No.
You heard it here first. He's a Dancing Queen. As far as I'm concerned, listener base, David's answer was what? Dancing Queen. And the funny thing is, it was just like immediate.
Well,
It wasn't even a joke. You were like, Dancing Queen.
I feel like the quotade, the
Dancing
beauty of
Queen.
the quotade is you have to answer the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it like entertaining. Because you really get an eye in the subconscious.
Yeah.
It's like a social, psychological experiment we're playing here.
Okay. So
what's yours?
Mine.
So you always know.
No. I knew immediately. what I was going to say.
If you say the solo to
Free-
Sweet Home Alabama
No.
or Freebird, I'm gonna get so mad.
That noise from Inception. Bah!
You love that noise.
Every time I walk into a room, I want that noise, the train noise. Bah!
Yeah.
So what does that say about my psyche?
Your psyche? Obnoxious?
I just want everybody to know that I'm here.
Does like the world bend around you like when you walk in? Man, I really blew it with Dancing Queen. I hope my dad doesn't listen to this podcast. He's
I'm going to text it to him. And he's going to be like, how come you didn't say Freebird?
Yeah, the solo from Freebird. That's it. That's all we got. One
That's
question
it.
in a day.
Yeah, I'm trying to trim it down.
All right. So
What about Melissa's? What was Melissa's theme song?
what would Melissa's theme song be?
Maybe this is a bad question to ask.
What's that song? I feel like making love. We can't.
All right.
We're gonna get canceled.
Stop.
We're gonna
David.
get canceled. Steve's
Hey,
gonna
go back and listen to David's podcast from a couple of weeks ago.
Melissa's
Melissa.
my wife, just so you know.
Well, obviously that's wasn't referring to another Melissa.
Yeah. Hey, it's the first thing that comes to my mind. That was the first thing.
So we know never mind.
I mean,
Let's
she
just-
likes, if we were to say what music she likes Jack Johnson, like that, like
Bubble
acoustic.
Toes,
yeah.
surf.
So that's probably, it would be like, make a banana pancakes, pretend like it's, but she doesn't like bananas, but it'd be that. It'd be something like, like remember Jason Mraz from like the early 2000s? She was into that.
Yeah.
So that would probably
Stoner music.
No, like just hit like chill out music.
it's not stoner music. It's chill out music.
Yeah.
It's like chill out on the beach and relax in Southern California music.
She's replaced it with Forrest Frank though.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen to car, but Forrest Frank is definitely like her. Like,
sure.
She loves Forrest Frank. So it would probably be like, what's the one she sings every morning in the choir? You know what to do. Celebration.
That's good.
That's like our theme song in the morning.
So that's Corey's song.
Kids going.
That's Corey's song.
Corey's song would be like, probably, yeah, that would probably be pretty good. He likes that song. He does. He like sings it.
All right. That's great. I'm just letting you go. You're just like literally.
Don't do it. Don't
You're
do
just
it.
literally talking to yourself over here in the corner.
Nope. All right.
That's it.
So let's take a quick break. All right. Well, what's Gina's song? What's
Dance
Gina's?
of the Sugar Plum Fairy. Boop, 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 boop.
When she walks in the room?
No.
All right, chat.
First thing that came to my mind.
Okay, so I want to say something about the chat. The chat is blowing up. We got like 11 comments last video.
It's because we prompt. What's your theme song?
Yeah.
What's your theme song, chat?
So that's what we want to hear. We want to hear what your theme song is, and then what we could do. So there's this trend going on right now. I saw a YouTube video of
I hate
it.
trends.
I know, but
What is it?
it's like brands are going around and they video different employees
Yeah.
and play their theme song. And we could totally.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So it's like a trend. So it would be like, you'd be in an office with like 10 employees and they're all like in their cubicles and the person's just going around videoing and the person just like waves. But then they overdub music when they edit it to like everywhere you look. They do that. And then it would be like, and then they'll go to like Back in Black.
Right.
Get the sack. It'd be like cutting up like
Iron Man.
Yeah. So there'd be like one guy that was like totally like, he's like wearing cowboy boots and then they'll put like some like cowboy song.
Sure.
But it's really funny. And then like, yeah.
Is that what you're going to do for us?
That's what we could do. Yeah.
Right. First, Dave got to give the cowboy fingers to the camera. So you can put there you go. David's theme music just playing.
No, mine would be Dancing Queen. That's what makes it funny.
Well, what's mine?
It just says underneath the bah noise.
From
I love that we
Inception.
said we were going to keep the quotage short,
All right.
and we're at like 9 minutes.
All right. Come on. Let's
take a
press
quick
pause.
break. Quick break. We're going to come back.
Listen to my theme music during the break.
Yep. Welcome back. Revolve recap. We're back.
We're recapping. We're back and
Yesterday
we're
was a great time.
recapping.
Yeah. So the whole thing with this Revolve recap is just we have a lot of new people in the church. Church is growing. We like to just keep people in the loop. We think that we don't have a lot of programs here at Revolve, so it's hard to get FaceTime with people to talk about the DNA of who Revolve is and what we're all about. So the Revolve recap is a good way to do that, to get to know Revolve and who we are. So
well, the first thing we recap is the sermon.
So
how about you recap that for me?
It was a good one. What if one week we do the sermon because I always say that. What if I'm like, man, it was a real stinker.
It really stunk.
Real stinker, Bill.
How about we start by saying if there's
that?
one thing you would change about it? How about that?
One thing I would change about the sermon.
What's something you change about the sermon?
I would.
Gina was like, "Why'd you talk so long when there was that many testimonies?"
I would have liked to have. Well, yeah. I mean that makes sense as well because it was getting a little hot, but because we were outside. So yesterday we were outside. We celebrated our birthday party, 14 years. We had a birthday party and baptisms.
Yep.
I would have liked you to talk more about the nations and like the DNA of Revolve
instead of the mystery of godliness.
Yeah.
I mean, why talk about Jesus when you could talk about
Revolve? Yeah, that was the whole point. Yeah, I mean, you asked me. You did ask me but that would be. So
you would have preferred to have a traditional vision casting Sunday.
Yeah. But I think that I thought it was great though. I loved So it was 1 Timothy 4:3, and it's towards the end. It was like 16. Yeah,
all the good verses are 3:16.
Yeah. Yep. And So you just talked about, you went through just the mystery of the gospel, that, you
Yep.
know, the Spirit confirms who Christ is, the angels. I did like that part. I kind of forgot how much the angels played the part in Jesus's life. Like you kind of forget, like they were there at the birth, they were there at the temptation in the wilderness, they were there in the garden. No, they ministered to him during the temptation in the wilderness. I don't know in the garden. Does it say in the garden? Well, in the resurrection in the garden,
the ascension.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of, not that we like worship angels or angels are a big deal or anything, but it was just kind of cool that kind of connecting that spiritual realm, heavenly realm, earthly realm. It was kind of like, these are Jesus's people. This is like
His peeps
who he's surrounded by. And then because he was on earth, they kind of interacted with earth as well.
What's their theme song?
The angels?
Yeah.
I don't know, something like it. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of, yeah,
like that.
Something like Handel,
but not like in a good way, like in like a cracked voice.
Yeah.
All right. So mystery of godliness. We talked about how God unveiled the truth of Jesus.
And that is a pursuit of all religions. I really like that when you were talking about that, because you kind of forget, like, everyone's just trying to get close to God or a God or gods. You know, I mean, that is
become God.
Yeah. If you're, you know, an atheist, you're your own God, you know, so having this connection with something greater than humanity is you know, the pursuit. And then, you know, you're talking about what C.S. Lewis, that was it, Liar, Lunatic, or Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what really mattered about yesterday were the testimonies and the baptisms. And so testimonies were powerful.
Changed lives, baby.
Yeah.
That was
I think
awesome.
we had like 17 baptisms, I think, or something like that. And was really encouraged by the way the Lord was working in people. It was just, as I was listening to them again, as I was processing through the audio, I kind of like took some snippets and was sharing it, you know, with people, especially if they had like a longer testimony, you know, like 5 minute, I would like cut it up and share it with them from the audio recording. But that was really encouraging to my heart. David, what are you chewing on?
We're back already?
We're back.
We're back.
What are you back? What are you chewing on?
Guess who's back?
Want me to play?
Chewing on.
Here he is, guys. David McCumber, the dancing queen. 17. I don't know how it goes.
Young and free, only 17.
Do you remember? What are the other lyrics? You remember them?
Never. Don't know any of them.
That was a test.
You were there having the time. We actually, so the reason that's kind of on my mind was because
here we go.
Seth went to the prom last week, and I played that when he was getting ready as a joke.
Yeah.
Because he was young and free.
Did he appreciate
17.
it?
No. Do your kids appreciate anything you do?
When I play my soundtrack, they do. They love it.
Yeah, I'm sure Emma loves it.
All right. What are you chewing on? You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Why don't you go first?
All right. Give you some time to think about what you're chewing on.
I already know what I'm chewing on.
All right. Well, what I'm chewing on is Proverbs 1.
Mm-hmm.
I read it this morning.
I read it this morning as well.
And how the Koheleth,
Then read it
Solomon there, he talks about the way.
Whoa! What?
It's the title. I think that's actually Ecclesiastes is Koheleth. That's like anyway. The author
You tried
Solomon.
to slip in a smarty pants word.
Yeah, I was trying to do a humble brag.
Humble brag.
That's one of our buttons. Humble brag. Okay, no. So Solomon is talking about Proverbs, and he talks about the way of folly versus the way of wisdom. And what's one of the interesting things that really struck me is in the way of folly, he says, "My son, do not be enticed by sinners. Don't go with them."
Mm-hmm.
And the idea in Proverbs 1 is this picture of like your buddies being like, "Come on, man, let's go rob that old lady.
Rob that guy.
Let's go steal his stuff."
Yeah, do the thing, man. Do the thing.
Right. Apparently, I just picture Rick with the glasses.
Yeah.
Come on, man, jazz.
Yeah.
And so let's go rob that guy. Okay. And so anyway, highlighted yesterday was Rick playing the upright bass.
I loved it.
Side note. So way of folly, don't be enticed by sinners. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, that's not really like a thing in the same way. Like, in other words, it used to be pre-internet, pre-cell phones. You'd be like, you'd go to your friend's house, you go to Brian's house, and then you guys would be like, let's go for a walk. And then before you know it, you're throwing rocks at cars. You know what I mean? Like that kind of idea. But now, a lot of kids just go home and they just like hang out on their computer, or they hang out on Nintendo Switch or PS5 or whatever, PS19, whatever PlayStation we're up to. And the thing that I was thinking about is, what is that idea of do not be enticed by sinners, do not go with them? What does that look like in 2026 with the internet? Because I was thinking about people in general. The internet feeds so much of our sin. Like whether that's fighting over politics on Facebook, whether it's pornography, whether it's covetousness, whether it's insecurity because of social media. Like you start making a list and you're like, man, the internet is kind of like the new enticement by sinners. So that's what I was chewing on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
But what do you do about it?
It kind of feeds into what I've been chewing on.
Oh,
but I do want to comment. So I read that as well, and I had a similar thought. But our reading for today, 1 Timothy chapter 6, right?
Yep.
When it talks about like the characteristics of God being this like was a blinding light or like
unapproachable light.
Yeah. It really is this choice of, am I going to go to the light? Am I going to go to the darkness? You know, and that's like every choice in our life is, are we going to be enticed by the world, or are we going to be drawn closer to Jesus? And it's like everything that we do. It's like, even it's like, I'm going to go to Avalon Bagel and get lunch. Am I going to like gorge myself and like feed the flesh, or it's like, am I going to show self-control over what I order? You know, am I going to talk, gossip to the person behind the counter, or am I going to make spiritual statements? It's like, there's always this like this pull in our, are we going to go towards the light, or are we going to go towards the darkness?
Where's the light, David?
I will. I'm trying every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Going towards the light. All right. What are you chewing on?
So what I'm chewing on, and I sent this half-baked voicemail to Bill.
You did?
Last week. I did. You were not, you didn't listen to it. I know you didn't, because it was like 8 minutes of me just rambling crazy talk.
I don't even remember it.
Exactly. So it's still kind of half-baked, but I feel like it feeds into what you were saying, is this, we are so distracted that we have lost, like our culture is not introspective or contemplative anymore, because everything is so noisy. And it's not, like you said, it's even just the internet of like going on Amazon and being like, oh, I want to buy all this stuff. Or like, I'm just like scrolling on Instagram, and then it's like, then you start comparing yourself and you start envying this. And it's like, we're just so noisy. And it's like, you go in your garden to work, or you go in your garage to build something, or you go for a drive to, you drive to Wildwood. It's a 10-minute, 15-minute drive. First thing you do is you put music on. It's like you put music on in the car, you put a podcast on, you put an audiobook on, you're gardening with your earbuds in, and we've just lost that introspection. And it's like, the Lord is trying to speak to us. We need to process the scripture that we're reading, but we just fill our mind with so much. And I just think about 100 or 200 years ago, how introspective people probably were, because there wasn't so much noise, and they could, you go out in the field and you worked, and you just worked. And
I remember your text about your voicemail.
And all you did was think.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it made, you developed thoughts, and the Lord could speak to you, and I don't know. So it's
interesting you bring this up, because a couple things, peeling back the curtain on Bill. Okay, peeling back. That's my theme music. You forgot.
So when you peel back my curtain, it goes, dancing queen.
Yes. And so peel back the curtain on Bill. I, besides listening to the first 10 minutes of the Quatad and laughing at myself, I have listened to maybe like 3 podcast episodes in my life. and I never
Humble brag.
No. So this is, it's so like, I don't listen to podcasts. David and I have talked about this. I don't like scroll YouTube. I don't tend to listen to music in the car unless my kids are with me. And like when I do yard work, I often don't have anything on either. And I actually think that that's probably when I do the most of my like deep contemplative thinking, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And when I was a little kid, I remember I used to go to bed. This is so weird. I can't believe I'm remembering this. I used to go to bed early to think.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm going to go to bed early and I'm just going to think. And I would like think about like, you know, book I was reading,
Seth
or
does
I'd
the same
think
thing.
about, and
He
that's
just
how I would
lays in
just
bed
sit
and
and think.
Yeah.
And I would, and even now, if I get writer's block, like if I, let's say that this is, you guys are going to laugh, but if I get writer's block on a sermon, what I do is I go and lay down on the couch for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just,
you get bored
there.
and you just get bored and you think and your mind starts moving. Yeah.
And so like, I'm a firm believer in that idea. And if I feel like I'm like in a bad mood or something like that, what I immediately go do is be like, I'm just going to go bring these branches to the dump for a half hour. Like that kind of idea.
Yeah. So that's just what I've
Live
been
a quiet
chewing
life,
on
work with your hands.
Is that we've always, since the garden, work wasn't the punishment.
Yeah.
Like Adam worked the garden even before the fall.
Sure. Toil was the punishment.
Yeah. So it's like going out and working and building something and working in your garden, or, you know, whatever it might be, is a good thing. And then it's like, but because it's like, it's working your body and your mind.
Mm-hmm.
We often think about it as like, oh, I'm just working my body because I'm going out and pushing the lawnmower for an hour.
Sure.
But I'm listening to music. So if you didn't listen to music, you'd be working your body and your mind at the same time, which, because we're a complete being, also refreshes your soul.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I don't know, just something I've been kind of chewing on, how the mind, body, and the soul all work together. And then to tag on a little second part of that is music. We use music as a distraction too much. And I think music is not the way music was designed. Music is meant to be in community.
Yeah.
And
not to listen to on the radio.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I need to disconnect from society. So I'm going to put my headphones on and go be by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, music was meant to be, even if the composer was writing on the piano, it was meant to be performed, and people would come together and you would go and watch music, or you would worship in church, or so I think like music is a great thing. I love music and it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I think it's doing more harm than we really realize.
Technology, man. Maybe we should all become Luddites, you know? Amish.
We live on top of the pole sitters. Remember those guys?
No, I'm not into that.
Nah. Where do you go to the bathroom? That's what I always wondered. Those guys lit up there. But that's the thing. Yeah, the Amish, man, they live in community, and everything's supposed to be done in community, and we're separating ourselves.
They even do punishment in community, like the mob, Breaking Amish. I've never seen that show, but I heard about it.
Really?
Yeah.
But I feel like today, I borrowed your wheelbarrow. And I was hoping to go to your house and hang out in your backyard.
I knew what you wanted to do. You wanted me to make you a sandwich.
Yep. So I asked Bill, I need a wheelbarrow. My wheelbarrow broke. I asked Bill, can I borrow your wheelbarrow? And he's like, I'll bring it to the office. And I said, no, I want to come to your house. And I got to the office, and it's in the back of my truck right now, isn't it?
Yes,
you put it in
is.
the back of my truck.
Yep.
So, well,
because I knew if you came to my house, you were going to be like, what are we eating for lunch? You make me tuna salad?
And then you try to give me dark meat on the bone.
Yeah, and
you know I
wouldn't
don't
eat
like
it.
that.
You wouldn't eat it. Nope.
All right, so we're going to take a break. What do we got?
What's
next?
mailbag. Mailbag!
We got mailbags? We got an emailed question. Did you get that?
I don't know,
Jen
but I got some
sent us
mailbags right now.
All right, we're going to be right back. Welcome back to Mailbag. Did we harmonize right there? Did we just harmonize? Mailbag. Bracket beans. So what's the mailbag, Billy? You got any questions for us?
I got a question for you.
The mailbag is a segment where fictional people ask real questions to Bill and David about discipleship.
I think our questions might actually be real questions this time around. Sorry, guys. We just had a hot rod drive by the office. If you could hear it. He was like, wah, 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 something like that.
I thought it was your theme song.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here is the deal. Okay, I found it.
Okay. A real question. We don't have to say who asked it, right?
I don't know. I would love to hear you guys. I would love to hear you guys talk about what is the one thing that may hold us back from fully experiencing God in our lives. Please give us some of your examples and lessons that you had to learn, if possible. Thank you for your honesty in this question.
So that was a question that was emailed into us, which you can do if you ever want to ask a question, or you can just ask a question and we'll remember it and
then we'll forget it.
We'll ask it in a later episode. But this is something that was emailed to us. I'm going to say distractions, music,
music. You cut out music and Jesus.
No, I had this thought while driving. And I got in the car and I was like, why am I putting the radio on? I don't need to listen to music. I have 10 minutes right now to just sit in silence. And in so doing, I was started having these contemplative thoughts. And last night I was cutting the grass and same thing. I didn't put my headphones on. I just cut the grass. And I had an hour to just
thinking,
contemplate and just wiping mosquitoes from my face because I cut the grass at 8 p.m. Oh. My neighbors were probably so thrilled.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I would say just distractions.
Okay.
Distractions.
Eliminate the distractions, encounter the presence of God, as Davies.
And then I would say to encounter the presence of God, gratitude. Sitting and thinking about the blessings of the Lord help me enter into the presence of God. So if I'm going to do quiet time or prayer before bed, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
It's just a kind of a practice I've been doing of being gratitude, showing gratitude to the Lord. And not just thanks for my house, thanks for a nice day, but really thinking back through your day and be wow, thank you for that conversation that I had with, Mike Cherno at church yesterday.
Right.
So really thinking back in your day of well, this was a real blessing to me.
Mm-hmm.
That helps me. What about you, Billy?
So what comes into my mind is Philippians chapter 4. In Philippians 4:8 or 4 through 7, that's the passage where he says, rejoice. I say again, rejoice. Be anxious for nothing. But with thanksgiving, present your request to the Lord. And it says there at the end of that section, it says, do this and the peace of God, which transcends understanding, will guard your heart and mind. So it's if you want to experience the peace of God, you need to have a heart that rejoices, that is thankful, that's presenting your request to God. I think that's the peace of God, which is part of experiencing God. And then the second half of that, he says, and whatever is good and noble and honorable and worthy of praise, think about these things, and what you've heard and seen in me, put it into practice. So you have thinking about it and obeying it. He says, and the God of peace will be with you. Mm-hmm. So the first part, he says the peace of God. And the second part, he says the God of peace.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. And so it's if you want to experience God's peace, it comes back to a heart of worship and gratitude in the midst of your circumstances. If you want to experience the presence of God, the God of peace, it's about meditating on what is true and applying it in your life. Mm-hmm. And so I would say if you want to have a deeper fruition or deeper manifestation of the Lord's presence in your life, it comes down to those two big ideas. It's having a heart that is worshipful and thankful is going to help you experience his peace, and having a heart that hears and obeys or meditates on truth and obeys is going to help you experience his presence. Mm-hmm. I don't think you experience his presence if you're not obeying.
Yeah.
And you're not going to experience his presence or the desire to obey and his love if you're not praying. And so it goes back to that John 15 heart as well. That would be kind of my short answer.
Yeah. John 15 heart being abide.
Yeah.
Abiding in the Lord, being connected to the Lord. You're not going to bear any fruit unless you're connected connected to the Father through Jesus.
Sure. Yeah. In John 15, we draw out this heart in the hub. And it basically is, he says, abide in my word. And then God will answer your prayers. Why? Because God is changing your desires. And then it says, abide in my love. And that will alter your obedience. And then the final thing is he says, and then you'll have joy. So like if there's no joy, there might be something wrong with my obedience. There might be something wrong with my my understanding of God's love, prayer, word. And so those things are all kind of connected and they build on each other essentially.
Yeah. So, I mean, the easy answer is, like unrepentant sin is going to keep you from the presence of the Lord. But to go deeper than that, if you aren't walking in unrepentant sin, it's, Colossians 3, focusing on heavenly things, forgiveness, joy,
not
peace,
always
truth. Yeah.
Unrepentance. It could, sometimes it's very much unrepentance.
Yes.
And sometimes it's just life. You're distracted. Like you listen to too much music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. You got any more mailbag questions?
I do. I got one specifically for you.
One for me?
Yeah.
Someone was like, Dear David.
Yes. Somebody was like, Dear David. This is actually from Barry in Baltimore. And he says,
Baltimore. Oh, no, that's Boston likes beans. What is Baltimore like? Oh, crab.
Crab cakes.
Crab cakes.
He says, David. That's how he talks. David. Should we keep meeting in the summer? Half the group says yes, the other half says no. Help me to figure out what I should do.
This is a great question because you said you don't listen to the podcast. Melissa and I answered this question.
Well, I didn't put the question in. Barry did.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was on the list.
We answered this question.
Well, you didn't cross it off.
So what we talked about was, we can answer it again because maybe someone else didn't, listen.
I mean, I definitely
if you have a discipleship group, should you take a break for the summertime? At Revolve, it kind of is 50-50. Half the groups are going, half the groups are stopping. I think what is important is don't lose the sense of community. So don't just get so wrapped up in your work or going to the beach with your family and your friends that you lose contact and you lose community, because we have seen that where you're seeing a lot of spiritual growth. People are growing. They're growing as a community. And then you just like disappear for 12 weeks and just work 80 hours a week, or you're spending 50 hours at the beach, or, you're just like completely disconnected.
Yeah.
And then
you're like, I don't know why my group fell apart.
Yeah. And then you come back in October and you're like completely disconnected. So it's like, if your DG stops, still, maybe once a month, get together, have a barbecue, or go to the beach together.
Get attacked by Nat over here, David.
Yeah, go. I thought you were charismatic or something. What are you doing? You want a flag or something? You want to wave it? So, I think that's the thing. And so it's like, we understand people get busy, especially if you work like in a restaurant business or hotel business or whatever, but don't get so busy that you lose sense of community.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's a part of, being a healthy disciple, up in and out, being connected to God, being connected to community, and being connected to the mission.
And speaking of being connected to community, we're going to press pause and come back with some announcements and highlight some of the ways you can make sure you do stay connected.
Oh,
in the next month.
Right on.
Sound good?
Let's do it.
Let's press
pause.
You
see you guys in a few moments.
Hey guys, welcome back. It is time for your Revolve announcement with David, Dancing Queen, McCumber, and Bill Lackey. And if you don't know what that means, you know what you got to do.
Listen to the rest of the podcast. You rewind that.
And then you'll get it.
You'll get it.
So I would encourage you, pull that little cursor at the bottom, drag it to the beginning, and then you just need to go and hang out with us for a little bit and listen to the Quatad and listen to some of our conversation.
Do you know that it's also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
I didn't know that. I don't even know what a Spotify is.
Well, it's available. Spotify. Breton listens on Spotify. Melissa listens on Apple Podcasts.
I never
And then there's some weird one that Scotty listens to the podcast on that.
Like iHeartRadio or something?
No, it's not even that. It's like anti-government
It's like
guerrilla.
Pablo's podcast, Guerrilla Warfare, or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, guys, check it out. All right. And so here's the dealio. The dealio is that we are going to give you some announcements. But first things first, I got to pass it off to my bro with the mo, David McCumber, who's going to tell you about his summer training sessions. This is an awesome way for you to stay connected to the mission of God, the people of God, and to God this summer. That's what the Revolve Recap's all about, trying to get you guys hooked up, the sweet hookups. And so, David, how about you tell everybody about your 3 summer training sessions?
Yeah. So if you were in service yesterday, we talked about kind of the reminder of Catalyze Cape May. So what we want to do as a part of that, to be disciple makers who are making disciples, who make disciples to reach the ends of the earth, we're going to do like a summer kind of discipleship class series. And the first one is June 13th, How to Abide, how to have a quiet time. We talked about, if you listen to the rest of the podcast, we talked about John 15, that we're not going to bear fruit unless we're abiding. And what does that look like? So it's going to be June 13th. I think it's a Saturday morning. And
I think it is. I mean, you better know you're leading it.
I know. I think it's 9:00. I'll have to look. I told Jen, but it's not on here. I think it's 9 to 10:30. Look it up for me.
Jen's a trooper. She gave us all the details. I just assumed that you would know.
Well, if I was to teach it, it'd be like 7 a.m. That's when I would want to do it.
Aren't you teaching it?
No. If it was from like...
She doesn't have the time on it.
All right. Let's say 9.
Jen dropped the ball.
9:00. We're going to say 9:00. 9 to 10:30, Saturday, June 13th. How to have a quiet time, how to abide, how to pray the Psalms. July 11th is how to share my faith with my social circle. That's a big one. I think that's the big one. People are like, I want to tell my testimony. I want to invite people to this Discovery Bible study, but I don't want to be a weirdo. Do I need to like go on the boardwalk with like an A-frame sign and a bell?
What do I do with my hands?
No. God has put you where you live, work, learn, and play to share the gospel, to share your testimony, to invite people to Discovery Bible Study, which then leads to the August 8th class, which is how to lead a Discovery Bible Study. So you could do all 3, you could do just 1, you could do 2, whatever. But the idea is that we are trying to equip you. If you can't make this, let us know. Maybe we could do another one a different night. But we wanted to make sure, we don't want people to end this summer.
Talk to me.
And, we're talking about Catalyze Cape May. We want 100 new Discovery Bible studies. We don't want to come to the end of the summer and be like, what's a Discovery Bible study?
Yeah, no.
I don't even know how to do it.
No, we don't want that to happen.
We don't want that to happen. So
come to this June 13th, July 11th, August 8th. Put them on your calendar. Boom, boom,
9 a.m. to 10:30.
Up, out, and in. Get it going. Get it going.
Yep.
Now, next announcement, New Testament class this Sunday, led by the one and only Fran the Man, 8:30 a.m. at LCMR. He's going to go through the next batch of New Testament books that we'll be reading in June, so you can feel like you have some background on those books going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of June, I got another June update.
Go for it.
And that's on June 21st. It is a Sunday morning.
It's a big one.
It's a big one, guys. Don't forget this, because there's 2 things you got to remember. One is that we are going to be at 2 Mile Landing Restaurant because we don't have LCMR that weekend. And 2, services at 9 a.m., not 10 a.m., 9 a.m., not 11 a.m., 9 a.m., so that we can have a place to meet. Mm-hmm. And so that's the dealio.
Yeah. So can I just give one more announcement?
Yeah. I mean, I'm expecting you to.
So back in January, Bill did a sermon series called Catalyze Cape May. And we gave a vision, a dream, a goal. What is it?
A mandate.
We feel like at the end of 2025, we fasted. We called the church to fast, the elders fast, leadership fasted. And we felt clearly that God put on our heart to start 100 new Discovery Bible studies in 2026. Mm-hmm. And we are wanting to see that happen. We think it's the biggest, in my opinion, it's one of the biggest prayers we've ever prayed at Revolve. So first thing I'm going to tell you to do is click the link in the description, catalyzecapemay.com.
Check out the website.
There's a cool little video there, but there's also some stats, there's testimonies. There's ways that you can contact us for training. So catalyzekatemay.com. But what I want to do is we're going to start incorporating into the podcast little updates of what's going on around the church. And I just want to give you a quick little testimony of someone who started a Discovery Bible study about a month ago.
Story time. I'm ready.
And all they did is add a text thread with 2 friends. Everyone here has got a text thread. They got a text thread with some friends. They started talking about politics, and everyone was kind of putting in their worldview. And this guy from Revolve, he shared his particular Christian worldview and kind of said, from the Bible or, based off my Christian worldview, I think this.
Sure.
And the discussion went on, and he just was like, hey, if you guys ever want to read the Bible, like, I would love to do it with you. Now, these friends, one's in Florida, one's in North Jersey. So they don't live around here.
No, they don't.
And both guys were like, you know what? We've never read the Bible. We'd love to do that. And he said, okay, well, next Monday, he's doing this on Discord. I don't know anything about Discord.
No, me neither.
It's something that you can chat. I don't know, gamers use it or something. But Zoom, you could do Zoom, you could do FaceTime, whatever. So they've been meeting for the last 5 weeks, doing the Discovery Bible study online. And it came from, he wasn't out street preaching in Philadelphia.
No.
He wasn't, doing anything crazy. He was just talking with some friends and they asked him questions. And so, make spiritual statements, have conversations with your friends. You're going to find we're going to be sharing these every week, these different stories and different tips and things like that. But almost every Discovery Bible study we have going on at the church starts with someone talking about church, something they read, something that, God's doing in their life. And someone goes, oh, I'd like to learn more about that. And then you don't say, come to church and Pastor Bill will tell you. You say, hey, let's start a Discovery Bible study. So it's that simple.
That's it.
And so just be on the lookout. We're going to be talking more about that, more testimonies of people who are leading, testimonies of people who attended Discovery Bible studies. We heard some testimonies yesterday when people got baptized that started in a Discovery Bible study, and then now they were getting baptized yesterday. So, catalyzekatemay.com. We want to see 10 this week, maybe 100 new Discovery Bible studies. And you figure we're a church of 250, 300 people.
6,000.
It's doable.
It is doable, guys. I mean, and so I'm praying that we have 25 launched by the end of the month.
I would love it.
That's my prayer.
I love it. So stick around, Revolve Recap. We'll see you next week. If you want to listen to the whole episode, hit rewind, and we'll talk to you real soon. See you Sunday. Bye-bye.